ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a little switcheroo on this. Pansy has now joined us alongside Natsu. Hello. As we move into NaVi against G2, a game that could potentially decide who is going to be in London. Will it be NaVi or will it be G2? Both sitting at 12 and 6th, joint 4th place right now. Obviously, the top 4 is who gets there. You've got NIP, you've got Astralis and Fnatic, and one of these two will be joining them. Down below, well, Dignitas, who are actually playing themselves right now. They're going to be playing Flipside at the same time. Not going to be covering that game. We're obviously going to be watching this big one. But it's going to be on Train and Overpass. Now, 2 maps that really fit NaVi very well. They did obviously just have a bit of a higgledy-piggledy performance against Flipside, but you've got to feel that this is the match they're probably prepared for.
Yeah, I mean, NaVi, what happened there last time against Flipside is just mind-boggling to me. It's an important part of the league. You know, get that win and would have been so much easier going into this matchup. Now it's basically they'll have to sweep this 2-0 to, you know, not be in trouble going into the LAN.
Yeah, it's an assumption you'd make that they should be fine here. In theory, you know, if you're NaVi, you're like, they should be okay. But now it adds risk and not as much reward anymore. It becomes a little bit worrying. You know, you think as a team that they'll be able to reset. Historically, they reset pretty well as a team between maps. If they lose one, they can always come back. I don't think that's going to be a big factor, but it's just even individually for, you know, players themselves who'll be frustrated after that game. You've got to be annoyed losing to your, you know, the, I guess, titled younger brother of NaVi. You're going, well, that's not a game we should be losing, especially when there's that much pressure on it. That's not one we should be losing, especially on Cobble and Train. These are maps they're generally good at.
Yeah. Right, well, I've just been told, guys, the players have gone live, which means they're about to go any second. So let's give us a very quick prediction.
NaVi showed a bit of weakness on both maps there. Train also, they were a bit lackluster. They gave the chance to Flipside on that one as well. Cobblestone was horrible. So, I mean, I don't really know what to expect. You still expect NaVi to win, but I think it's going to be a close one here. But I have to say NaVi to go. Well, at least winning this one.
Yeah, I do agree. You know, my head says 2-0, but my heart kind of wants a 1-1 just to see how close this can get. But I do think it'll be a 2-0.
See what craziness could ensue, guys. Don't forget to get involved with the Score Esports app as well. Get on Google Play and or iOS for stats, articles, and much more. And it's going to give you the stats and scores for this game that's going to be happening right now. We're going to go over to Anders and Semler for NaVi versus G2.
Thank you very much, Lee. And yes, we are headed into it, and with NaVi kind of screwing that game up for themselves, these games are really going to be everything here for these teams.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on G2 right now, and walking down the stairs during the break, I was wondering, you know, what kind of speech is Shoxy giving to his teammates right now? He hasn't had a whole lot of time to fix some of the errors that we saw throughout Malmo, so hopefully, you know, they'll have at least had a little bit of time to prepare for the 2 maps that we'll see tonight. And perhaps, you know, find a way to address things versus NaVi, because we have to say that NaVi are pretty heavily favored here in this match. So what would Shoxy say to his mates? You know, you guys get a baguette at the end of the night if you actually win this. I don't know, man. It's like, what could actually highly motivate?
You're going with the carrot over the stick is what I can say. Because I would have gone the other route and said,
take away your baguette.
Don't you dare screw this up. So things are just gonna get utterly out of control if we don't win this game, you know? Just gonna swing the hammer, swing the whip.
So much on the line here for them. There's a lot of money. I mean, obviously to win at the LAN.
Yeah.
But for a team that just recently brought in Body, one thing to be said is that Body has been getting some kills. You know, he hasn't had such a difficult time to assimilate into the roster as Devil has had with Envy. So that's something to go off of at least. But the flash will be completely ineffective, and Zeus is still holding this angle over here on Train.
Yeah, 3 men down there with the Glocks, and that's going to be the bomb down. Body taking a bullet to the face, and Seized with the follow-up, taking down Shox. That's a 2-for-0 trade here, favoring the NaVi side, which is a very good start, obviously, for the CTs. RPK comes charging through, still 7 bullets left, hadn't reloaded yet, 3 now. He's got to reload at some point. Not really going to get the chance there. It was a pretty good double kill for RPK, but that's also the only thing they got out of that round. And it's a bit of a problem, right? Because if, they want to get close with these Glocks down at Ivy, they just weren't able to. But if they had sort of forced NaVi into reloading, if maybe they'd had like one good smoke that could have brought them closer, then those Glocks would have been pretty great.
It's a shame, too, because Smith had I think it was Smith who had the double flash and a smoke to work with as well. So, they threw out one flash. That was ineffective. And then it seems like they were trying to cheat. They were trying to like, okay, well, if we just get the headshot, then we can save these smokes, this smoke at least for later on. It'll be effective. That just wasn't the case. Nice flash to lead the way here for G2, but they flashed themselves. So it actually works against them in the end. The crossfire is still established, although Body has cleared out one part of it. Zeus is down. Guardian still alive at the back line.
Yeah, and the grenades they put out NaVi were pretty devastating as well. Did a lot of damage to the whole team. They did have armor, so it was sort of mitigated a little bit, but still was a little bit painful. Shocks there, nice headshot angle, and RPK to take a kill, and now this round is getting very interesting. RPK follow up there, taking down Flamey, and now just all alone, Edward out in the open. RPK comes through, triple for him, and G2, they bring it right back, and this is a big result right now. Again, this game and the next one will decide pretty much who goes through here between NaVi and G2, so it's very important. NaVi don't have money to buy anything, and they're not going to try and force it either. Well, I say that, and then they do.
And then they're like, you know what, Anders? You don't tell us what to do. We'll go for the buy. Now, what's interesting is that Guardian, I love it, man. He doesn't go for the full buy. He's actually managing his economy right now with trying to keep that op in mind. So he's only invested in the Deagle, and we all know kind of what he's capable of. Nice little underhand throw there with the HE from Shoxy, hoping to catch somebody peeking up into Brown Halls, and that's exactly what NaVi are doing. So NaVi, now they've got a little bit of a trap set. Flamey, he's got his swag 7 up close, so that's exactly where he wants it, and he's just hoping for Shoxy to overextend, but it's just not going to happen just yet.
Guardian here sees a couple of people. Only with the Deagle, this is so dangerous, and they are just going to overwhelm him. Edward with the follow-up. He already gets tagged. He did not have head armor, so that one bullet puts him down at 4 health, and that's obviously a bit of a problem. Flamey seized Ian, especially now with the smoke up. Not much they could do. Great execute coming out of G2 here.
Oh, it's super frustrating, right? They aren't really able to get anything going. There is a backstab coming in here from Seized, but they already have Scream in position, ready to watch the flank. He's going to be able to hit this shot for days, unless he jumps at literally the time that Seized comes around that corner. How awkward does it get? He will survive in the end. He will actually manage to hold on to the CZ from Seized, rather. A nice pre-fire from him to, rectify the situation, but that was awkward.
Just a little bit. You're right, the money for Guardian slowly building up. G2 should have no issue just clearing out this round. And getting 3 on the board, so really, really, really good comeback from them early on in this half here.
Yeah, you have to say, you have to give it to them. They actually managed to keep control of the situation, and now they're sitting on full rifles across the board, good nade count, and they know that NaVi are hard going on the other side. So this should be a fantastic round for G2 to just keep on rinse. I mean, they're rinse and repeating here. This is the same strategy that they use in the pistol in the second round. They're just going for very aggressive, for a very aggressive split on the A site. So now that they've got the rifles as well, there's no reason not to. They can look for those long-range fights, although they are going into alley where it does get a little close and personal. Still not too bad here for G2.
Smoke on one side, Molotov on the other. Body actually running through the fire just to try and see if he can catch the timing here, and that's going to be just fine. Gets 2 kills. Big sacrifice on his part there, but that was definitely a good idea. NaVi not really ready for it. Edward all alone looking to catch someone off guard. It's going to be some really good shots there coming into RPK. Can't get the follow-up though. They only lose 2 members, and making it 3-1 here. G2 are going to be in a prime position, and now we need to shut them down really early on here.
Yeah, curious to see. Smith, he should have the AWP this round. Yep, there's the drop coming in from Shox. And so their economy has taken a little bit of a hit, just 2 guys above 6,000 at this point. And behind that, we'll see. Are they actually going to be able to pull off anything here? G2, can they keep this ball rolling, or will NaVi put it to a stop? Guardian has got his AWP as well, and he's playing at alley as he usually does. Long line onto Ivy, or rather onto A main, and he's going to be able to cover Ivy as well. That smoke going up means that he just gets to focus on the 1 point. And NaVi, they're going for hard default across the board here on their CT side. No risks taken.
The bomb's still very far back on the G2 side, so they are just looking for that entry where they may find it. Not going to be connecting there. Got to be careful though, because Smith was on the other side, so if Guardian had continued that peak, if he hadn't sort of jumped at the end, but if he just walked across, Smith would have been there. Wonder if Guardian realized that was a bit of a setup. First 30 seconds of the round are already gone here. Gotta be a bit careful, Scream. Edward right on the other side, and he's going to go for this peek, and he wins the first fight. Goes for a second one, but Smith is there. That is a good early kill, and Shock's helping out, taking down Zeus Guardian with the refract, but they're shooting him in the back. RPK coming out, and G2 just making this push into A main work quite well. Flamey will be taking one back, and it's a 2-1-2.
They are closing in on him. They will find the angle eventually. That Smith's coming over from A main. Gets that smoke down to stop that rotation coming in from Seized. Little do they know he's already in connector. He's already on the edge, but Smith does not miss the shot. Fantastic round from Smith. 3 kills, all of them high-impact frags as well. And that actually puts him on the board. He was lagging behind a little bit, working on a James Bond, and now he's in it, in the fight. And G2, they're applying an insane amount of pressure to NaVi at this point. 4 rounds on the board for them. NaVi, despite having a good setup to deal with that push coming out, I mean, they are setting up for A. They just keep getting overrun.
Edward wins that first fight there, but when Smith gets the refrag, it's like everything just kind of falls apart, right? Everyone is scrambling to get back into a defensive position, and G2 are catching them as they're running back, so that doesn't work so well when you're on the CT side. Now, Shock's putting in a little bit of pressure here, and scouting it out with a MAC-10. This is really, really good work on his part. They do not have armor, and he's just causing a lot of trouble over here. And there's almost no risk involved, and he will be going down to Guardian. That's a good shot. Oh, RPK. All right. I thought for a minute he wasn't going to realize.
He just barely spotted him right before rotating off. But both Body and Smiths are low as well. They've had their run-ins with the pistols. And now G2, they are gathering up for, once again, another push. But this is sick from Seized. He gets into A main at the perfect time to spot that nobody is here for G2. And so now he's got to wonder exactly where are they going? Are they going to be going to the B side? I think they've cheated somebody else over there now too. I'm blind casting right now as I rub my eyes. They're itchy.
It's the damn allergies, isn't it? Oh, Guardian. That's a shot on Body. He tries to make his way through the smoke. Edward right on the other side with a stolen MAC-10 and doing a tremendous amount of damage. Smith's very nearly dead. Tries for the follow-up here, but RPK is a little bit more sturdy, although Deagle to the face will do that, and now it's all on Smiths, and he's behind there, misses the shot. Guardian, quad kill with the Deagle in a round where they had nothing except that scout early on. Just works out beautifully for them.
No Kevlar, only the pistols for NaVi in this round, and it all started off with Shoxy donating himself to Guardian, and NaVi cheating over to that A site. The correct call was Seized pushing into A main to get the info. Everything just panning out really nicely for NaVi in the end. With C's pushing in there, they're able to put that defense back in place on the B site. So G2, they don't walk into a free bomb site. Instead, it turns into a bit of a, well, a cluster fudge.
This really, really should have been 5-1 here in favor of G2. That's not a round that NaVi should ever even get close to winning. So it's obviously going to be very frustrating. They will be dodging the early grenades into main, and there's something we were criticizing a bit when Flipside were playing on this map, right? They were just allowed, well, that it just sort of ran out here. There weren't any good counter grenades coming out, so it's good to see NaVi at least trying that. Guardian in position to deal with Smiths down there. Could be, I mean, it looks like another straight A execute here, which I kind of like from G2. It's been working so far.
Yeah, rinse and repeat, right? It gets complicated once they start going over towards B, so all they're thinking right now is what has worked? Okay, the split onto A, good. Keep making that happen. And it's only Guardian over here with the AWP. He's given away his position now with that one shot. Now G2 know what's going to be waiting for him, and Smith actually sets it up nicely to give himself the advantage on the angle. And it's not Smith, actually, it's Shoxy. Double op setup, and it will 50-50 chance on which one was actually standing over there, and turns out it's Shoxy himself.
Great flashbang through, but the follow-up is downright awful. I mean, he does get the kill, but he actually jumped and sprayed with the AK in mid-air for no damn reason. But he still got the kill on RPK, so I mean, it's something, but it definitely wasn't anywhere near any kind of sexy Counter-Strike. So it's going to be Body going down, Smith's moving up close. He's got a little bit of backup, but it's a bit late here, and Scream sitting in the fire, burning in it, in fact. Zeus to get the kill at the end. Now all on Shocks. He gets the tag through the wall, but he cannot follow it up here, and 3 people still alive for him, and he's very low on health. He gets one in on Flame. He goes for the no-scope. Zeus is there with the follow-up. They almost lost control of that round, but NaVi will win it and bring it to 3-4.
They're reestablishing control here, NaVi. Guardian again. He had 9,000 in the bank, so he has more than enough for that AWP. The rest of them should be able to full buy as well behind this. So NaVi breathe a sigh of relief as they're able to just withstand that G2 push. G2 are the ones who are hurting, and they're going to go for some weird kind of, quasi-buy basically. 2 rifles, a couple of nades, but they're leaving money in the bank so that in the next round they'll be able to get that full. So we have to see. There's the deep flash, actually. That flash. Well, Edward just completely wrecked them. How did this work? Where did that flash go?
It just goes right more or less over where Pop Dog is. It just goes out in the courtyard. It's just to try and flash people out. But they had to get past Edward, right? That flash wasn't going to help them when they're dead in Pop Dog.
Yeah, I guess he was just waiting under the ladder. Like, hi, guys. Say hello to my little friend, because it is a little shotgun, right? It's compact, Anders.
Little spicy shotgun.
Like Moses, compact.
But still with so much built-up anger in. That kind of thing. After so many events. Well, that's how it goes. Guardian is down here on Ivy again. He hasn't had too much luck just yet getting the battles here. See if he can do it this time. He's going to get just bodied, in fact. And it will be Seuss at the follow-up. Scream getting a good kill in. These Deagles doing a lot of work. Leaving G2 in a 3-on-3. I mean, they're doing a lot of damage to Navi's economy in some of these rounds as opposed to be just easy closures for Navi where they could just get the money built up. Shox creeping in, getting the kill. Flamey missing the spray quite a bit there. So much time still left in this round.
Yeah, this is all going to be down to G2. Working that body, make that money. That's what it's all about at this point for them. They got the man advantage. And all I can think of now is someday Moses is going to go postal and he's just going to be shouting, Thorin! There's Thorin! There's Thorin! There's Thorin! Yeah. Dark things. Dark. We got dark real quick on the stream here.
The thing is, there's something, someone should do research, and there's something about Moses that makes you sort of, want to joke around a bit with it. I don't know what it is. Something about his face, something about his personality. It's just,
he's like a puppy. He's just so adorable.
Somehow you just have to do it. Ooh, Flamey did see the cross there. Now Seized only got legged in that battle, so it's still a 2-on-2. The bomb's gone down. Flamey, just the perfect. And he knows where the other person is. That's the big play here. Just the fact that he saw him cross into Sniper just makes it so much easier. It's a really good round here, but again, NaVi only surviving with 2 members. So they're winning the rounds, but really only barely. G2, on the other hand, they're getting bomb plants, so I don't see any reason why they should stop buying anytime soon. Just keep. I mean, obviously now they have almost 6,000, but just keep going because you're almost there, right?
Yeah. I just buy and keep buying because you've lost 4 in a row. So yeah, that bonus money is coming in thick right now for G2. And so they might as well just keep that pressure going. G2 now is going to be relying on Smiths. It's not a double op setup this time around on their T side. Instead, it's just Smiths with that AWP. Once again, posted up, looking for the aggressive push from Guardian through Alley. He likes to do that sometimes, and so that's wise of Smiths to take preventative measures. But this time, the aggression's going to be coming from Brown Halls, although Shoxy's doing a good time. I mean, that's 2 Molotovs being chucked in there now just to make sure that Smiths can't push, or Seized, rather, can't push. Interesting use of artillery there from G2.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if that is really worth it. You also have to be really careful about doing that because if you are Seized on the other side, you actually can push. You can just stand in the fire and take the shot, and they won't be expecting it. So don't trust too much in Molotovs like that. Sometimes they can give sort of a false sense of security. Body boosted up on top of the Ivy box down there, but not really being challenged by Seuss. This play from Edward, though, could really come back and give them some sort of edge. Guardian with the cross, actually. It's a pretty good shot, but again, just like last time, Edward goes down in main, and then Guardian can't make it back behind the train in time. RPK is the same guy who killed him as well. Smiths with the follow-up on Seuss to take a kill. Flamey out in the open here, trying to get this fight, but got a little bit more than he wanted.
Yeah, a little too slow there with the spray. And Seized, he's only just begun rotating over. Through Brown Halls, he's going to be above to Pop Dog, but it's too little too late here for NaVi. They desperately need to just be holding on to this gun at this point because I don't think that the money is so solid. That's right, Moses. You're a puppy.
Small, bald puppy.
No. Oh, wait, is he one of those like bald cats? Is that what we're saying?
Mole rat. Like, I don't know where we're going with this.
I don't even know either, because when you say mall rat, all I can think of are 3 nipples, but it's not exactly kosher for the stream.
Maybe
Go
not.
watch the movie in case you're wondering.
You should. You definitely
You should actually watch.
Isn't
Mall
that
Rats,
also
yeah.
in a James Bond movie? I'm pretty sure it is. They're one of the old ones.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez, man, I'm blanking on that one. Reference game is above and beyond me right now.
That's NaVi tying the scoreline and making it 5-5 as we sit here and come up with other things that we could call Moses over the course of one stream. Nobody's really sort of horribly lacking behind on either team. And Guardian's doing a bit better than everyone else, but it's a pretty small margin at this point here. Smith's set up to try and catch anyone getting up on that train. Not going to be the case right now. And double op set up on either team is a bit interesting.
Yeah, they were successful at this last time they went for it, G2, with Shoxy starting off with the entry frag. So we'll see if they can actually get some luck going their way. RPK has cheated his way up to the opening of Alley, so this is much more aggressive. Zeus is waiting for it. He's taking a bit of a clever spot up on the train like this. He's counting on his teammates who have got his back right now to keep G2 off of him in case they do rush through a main or pop dog. So he can just focus on watching, and he will not land the kill. It's Shoxy instead opening things up with that AWP. Guardian misses his shot again. RPK will pick him off. Now it's Edward. He's about to be in a bit of a tight spot. He will trade 1 for 1. Nicely done by him. Flamey also chimes in, but it's just not going to be enough. And again, seized. He's so far away, he could just do nothing in this situation.
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same execute every time into that A-bomb site. So now you have to start and ask the question, how are NaVi going to sort of change their defense to defend against it? Because it's getting a little bit ridiculous that they keep losing to the same push, you know. They should start to think about that, because it almost always involves initially the setup that has 2 people down at Ivy. If they push Ivy themselves, then they can at least catch and see if anyone's coming. Maybe they take the fight and win it. If they don't see anyone there, then it probably won't be the same A push, will it? So I mean, get some information. And if they're going to be pushing 2 people at Pop Dog, then if your people at B are pushing aggressively, even if it happens, they're going to be flanking so quick. So I just want to see NaVi change their style a little bit here, because G2 are going to win the first half if this keeps up.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're already coming out ahead. 6 rounds, fixing to have 6 rounds on the board. C's not sure if he got spotted, but you got just, you know, a bunch of bunny hoppers all over the place. And eventually Shoxy's just going to come out of nowhere. They end up sandwiching in Seized over in CT spawn. So nicely done by G2. Really waiting to see when, well, I mean, it's just like, it's tough for Guardian. It's weird because he's got 10 kills, but it feels like we keep seeing him get picked off first. It's weird. Like, he's not getting those big chains, like 2, 3 frags around. It seems like he's just getting, you know, that 1 kill here, 1 kill there, but no really big impact frags coming in for the Opper. I just gotta say, Moses, I miss you, bro. Yeah, that's enough. Good enough.
Look at this round. This is a different push from G2. This time they're way quicker, and now we don't have the weaponry to try and stop this, although they're doing a pretty good job here. Suits almost with the kill on RPK. Shocks to finish it off, but this was a much speedier push, so G2 also trying to find some variation in their setup here, which is going to make life even harder for NaVi. You could finally buy once again. 7-5 being the scoreline here.
And again, going for the double op. Wow. They really do not want to come off of this strategy right now. I mean, Seized has been struggling to have any kind of impact because G2 just refused to go B. And then Guardian keeps getting caught off guard by this very aggressive, you know, A take when it does actually, you know, when G2 decide to pull the trigger and go for it. And, well, this is it. This is what we were waiting for. Guardian is going to be the one going aggressive. Perfectly timed anti-flash, and now Shoxy's got the line on him. Well, as I say that, Guardian has got he's scoped up, and they haven't quite taken over this part. G2 will flash back, and starting into the war, and Guardian will win it. He takes down Shoxy, and there we go. The big double kill coming in for Guardian. RPK and Shoxy both gone. And NaVi have finally found the answer for dealing with this split that comes onto A. Just put Guardian and throw him at him.
Yeah, take the fight at Ivy and, you know, win that fight. And you could tell G2 was setting up for the exact same thing. It was going to be Scream out main. It's going to be RPK coming out and taking the fight from Pop Dog. So, yeah, this time they managed to defuse that situation. Now G2 just have to sort of improvise something, which is definitely going to be a little bit tough. But a good start taking down Seized if they get Flamey as well. They're spraying through, but not quite checking it enough, and he's going to get the kill before he goes down. Grenade rains in, won't kill anyone. In fact, gets caught on the edge and does no damage at all. Smoke to make the cross out so that the AWP can't do. Oh, but it can. Smith's going to be taking down Guardian. It's one hell of a shot. Still a 2-on-2, and Scream doing a great job hiding at the smoke that NaVi put up. Zeus alone for the retake here, and it doesn't seem possible. They even have a Molotov on Smiths here. It's going to make life really tough when it comes to defusing. Goes for the first shot there. Scream is down. And Smith just has to count to 3 and then throw the Molotov. He can't wait too long, even if Zeus doesn't have the health to actually go for a defuse. You still got to be careful.
Yeah, and he throws that Molotov at the perfect time. Even spots Zeus backing off to save the gun. So they know that AWP is going to make it out of there intact.
Wow.
And Smiths even survives with 3 HP. But what a round coming in from G2. They finally decide to take the fight to B. And it actually works out for them in the end. All of that off of a pick on Seized. And that was like Smith's going for some OG, opping, basically. He jumped down to the bottom of the ramp and, quick scoped onto him. So,
well, that's a bit ridiculous.
Just
they take it B, but they lost 2. There's a 3-on-5 that G2 won. So NaVi, they've got to be pretty furious right now. They lose that game to Flipside, and then they go into this and they don't seem all that strong. They've lost like 3 or 4 rounds in the A-bomb set to the exact same split.
It's tough to stay on point all the time, which is truly what is remarkable about Fnatic. For them to just dominate day in, day out. It is crazy. So when NaVi are in it, I mean, NaVi right now, I think HLTV are ranking them the first in the world. They keep making finals all over the place at these major lands. But then they come on, they start getting into these best of ones online, and it's just doesn't always seem to go their way. It doesn't always seem to deliver, much like VP these days. So, well, NaVi, it's all about just kind of trying to maintain their focus now. Can they actually run it back? Because they need the last 2 rounds in this half. They've gone for the force buy, and Scream is going to do a beautiful opening kill there. But Flamey has now got an AWP to play with, and he's in the back lines.
Pushes up, goes for a second. What a shot. Turns around and would have almost been a quad kill there, but Shock's a bit quicker with the AK. And they have time. The bomb is up on the high ground, just been picked up by Shocks, and him and RPK, 2 absolute Source legends, trying to see if they can close out this round and make life incredibly tough on NaVi. Seized, last man alive here. The CT side, Smoke going to be coming up here, and he can't get the kill, so they could easily put the bomb down here. Seized going to go for the fight, and he gets downed by RPK. 9-5 as we move into the last round of this half, and I don't know what NaVi are doing at this point.
I wonder as well. Because they're relying, I mean, the only reason they were in that round is due to Flamey just going ham with the shotgun first and then the double op kills. So a little surprised to see NaVi kind of just falling apart like this. This isn't characteristic of them at all. They usually don't get blown out. But I mean, G2 right now are doing a fantastic job of just controlling everything on this map. They keep just rinsing and repeating G2. They figured out what works, and Guardian again, just like he did to World Edit, manages to get the nice pre-aim, and again, 2 kills for him, and he even looks for the 3rd as well. They aren't going to have any of it, though. They're backing off now, G2, looking for a different way onto a site.
Flamey very nearly getting caught there, and that was about to be scary, but he's going to make it out. 4 versus 3, I'm not going to breathe too much of a sigh of relief, even if Zeus is coming in with a pretty big flank here, because we've already seen NaVi lose an even better situation than this one earlier, so got to be careful. The crossfire here is pretty decent, though, and again, Zeus walking up right behind them. It's going to be another 10 seconds, but look at that. RPK and Shocks, they win each of their individual fights. Guardian trying to see if he can find a shot on anyone here coming out. Now they're looking for Zeus, and Shocks is going to be at the edge. He will go down. Zeus alone to get the next 2 kills, trying to see if he can clutch this round. And now we desperately need it. G2, this is all just a bonus right now. They already have more than enough rounds in this first half. No kit on Zeus either, and he's going to go down to RPK, picks up a quad kill, and he's had a fantastic first half, it seems. 10-5 in favor of the Frenchman.
Yeah, what a fantastic performance. I don't think that any of us really expected G2 to just come rip-roaring onto this server and wreck NaVi on one of NaVi's strongest maps. This is just a clear case of NaVi just not getting their heads in the game tonight. Because it wasn't super clean on Train versus Flipside to start things off. We obviously watched NaVi get blown up on Cobblestone. And here on Train versus G2, they really are struggling quite a bit versus this G2 who are just showing no fear whatsoever. They came into it with a game plan, which was start off by splitting A, and we're just going to keep doing that until they force us to go elsewhere. And then just, you know, they keep focusing on A site, G2. It wasn't until the very end that they started going towards B, and that's where, you know, Seized has maybe lost a little bit of focus. You know, they start finding a little bit of an exploit there. And so, well, G2 now get to sit on the CT side, and it's going to be all the pressure on NaVi to pick up the pistol round and start off strong. Otherwise, I could see G2 just closing it out. They're all hitting their shots. Wrecking.
I mean, it's a delight, I think, to see RPK and Shocks both having a good time here. I think RPK has been consistently playing sort of better and better for a while.
He has, yeah, for sure.
Which everyone was wondering, is there any chance he could come back and play at a similar level as to his Source level? Hard to know if that, I mean, the game, that's like comparing a bit apples and oranges because we don't know what the competition was like in Source, right? So
exactly.
It could be different, but right now he's top fragging. He's got 19 kills, so really, really good job here.
Well, wasn't his era wasn't he like more towards the end of the Source era when Existence was starting to come in and all that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think at different times, different people have been considered sort of the best, right? But most people I've talked to have said that if you look at sort of the totality of that game in isolation, then RPK probably was the most talented. Shocks, obviously, another one. Want from the Danish scene that has actually played Go as well. Annoyingly, won't stick around for some reason, but I've seen him play, and I can attest to the fact that he's quite a monster too.
It's got to be hard to get it in now, right?
I don't know. I think if you were Want, you could play your way in within the space of 3 months if you wanted to. I think you could. Well, we'll see. Body up here. Good position, just to get a couple of shots to fall back if anything goes horribly wrong here. Just still taking the fight. It's taking a bit longer maybe than I would have, but now he's into sort of a secondary fight here. Shock's going to get a kill, but Guardian will be able to reply. Still a 3 versus 3 now as Smith is going to be going down.
Yeah, caught off guard. RPK will find the angle on Flamey, however, and that's a clean headshot for him. And it's all on Guardian and Seized. Seized up in the brown halls has a Molotov, so he can use that to his advantage for sure. Scream has got the kit. They do have a smoke to cancel out the Molotov, so long as Scream is very careful about using that, if they can actually get rid of Guardian at some point, that would be nice. That is the first thing that they need here, because otherwise it's all going to come crashing down. RPK, he has to get on this bomb, but the kit is on Scream.
And there's a Molotov.
Exactly. There's the smoke. Cancel it. Get on it. And is he going to be able to... Seized? No way. Oh, there's the save.
That doesn't always happen. It's remarkable how hard it is to shoot people in smoke, isn't it? Because you're just seeing this big sort of blob, and you have no image memory of where someone is, and you don't know where they're sort of on one side or the other side, right? So that almost went horribly wrong.
Way too close for comfort, and you have to give it to Guardian as well for buying so much time, getting so many kills, just keeping G2 off that bomb site for as long as possible to let Seized get in there to do the clutch work. Deep smoke going down though from NaVi. That was right in front of Connector as well, but it's a, well, sort of a stack here for G2. They have 3 solid on the site now. They still have 3 because Extra Man has rotated over. We'll have to see what they're going to be able to accomplish here versus the Rifles.
Ooh, Smith going down, Scream to follow as well. Shocks and Scream are doing a pretty good job trying to see if they could get a little bit back here, but Shocks will be the last man alive, and even with the armor here, he just doesn't have enough health, I think, to fight the AK and Galil that's coming in. He's going to get the first headshot in, almost shot in the back. Still alive, though. What a crazy way to start off the second half here. Knife kill, then into a pretty tight 1v1 here that should be favoring Zeus a lot.
Just clutches all over the place. And with no kit, this is difficult for Shoxy, really, because Zeus has all day to peek. And Zeus will just casually walk out into the open and clutch this round. Finds the AK and will live. So, single man surviving once again here for NaVi. And now G2 are kind of faced with a decision. Do they continue to go into this force war, or do they allow NaVi to get around on the board here uncontested? Because if they can keep NaVi's economy low, it obviously looks good for G2. And they're thinking about it, but at the end of the day, G2, it's only going to be RPK actually picking up anything at all. Shoxy and RPK, they pick up P250s. The rest of them, hard to eat going. I mean, that makes sense for Smiths, because he wants that AWP as quickly as possible. But I'm a little surprised to see Scream and Body not going for at least a pistol upgrade here. Kind of should be just a whitewash, though, considering Na'Vi have the firepower.
It's weird, isn't it, that people don't try and do what Luminosity have been doing on so many maps, which is try and hide in a bomb site and then pop a flashbang when someone comes, you know?
Right.
It's a train, after all. There's so many places to hide. Just try and see if you can't do that, but Na'Vi to win another round, make it 10-8. And if you're a fan of G2 right now, this is where you've got to be a little bit worried, because they tend to lose some strange games that they shouldn't. And with the kind of half that they were looking at, they shouldn't be giving up the lead that they have.
You need to channel your energy, Spirit Bomb right now for G2. Same can be said for Na'Vi, though. They're right on the edge. Both of these teams have a lot of fans, so we'll see. And look at this, clever play. Guardian boosted up, hoping that somebody's going to go aggressive behind that smoke. Whenever you see that smoke as on the T side, that raises alarm bells. Much like a deep smoke on A main cache. You don't want anybody lurking in behind it, trying to set up a trap for you. And so you're going to do everything you can to see that that doesn't happen. But it was a passive hold from G2 out behind that smoke. And the wallbang shot straight onto body, drops him down to 5 HP. He hasn't even seen anybody yet. I'm so happy to see Guardian actually land a wallbang as well, because he's always going for the different ones, the one over by A main as well into connector, like non-stop. For once it actually works and he connects.
Body, how do you make up for this if you are the only one defending B? And it's a bit of a shock actually that no one's rotating in to help him out, because I mean, you can't really complain afterwards if there's not going to be working out. The bomb making quite a bit of noise there, just falling down, and now the rotation is happening. There's another couple of people near connector, so they could be in here real quick. Edward, I think, getting team flashed a bit there. We've got to be careful about that one, but Edward going to pick up the first kill there. Shocks coming up from behind the train and trying to see if he can get that second frag in. Not quite going to happen. The bomb will be going down here. If they had a grenade, they could have killed Flamey as he was planting, but that's not going to happen. And look at this position here, all the way the back line for Edward. Just lining him up, but he almost gets the kill on Smiths too. That was close. Smith's going to be going down and Scream. 1 versus 2.
At least Flamey has very low HP, and there are no nades to work with for either team. So it's all on Scream hitting the headshots. And there's the first one to start. You can hear it in his voice as well. The headshot. And we'll see. Can he whip around and take out Zeus? Because Zeus is, of course, all the way up on upper. That is the place to be. And he is not going to make it out alive. Scream. Zeus will peek at the perfect time to pick him off. And he will even save the AWP for Guardian. So fantastic work, actually, here from Na'Vi, surviving yet another round, yet another clutch going their way. And this is really frustrating for G2 because they keep getting so close, Anders. They keep getting so close. And yet they just aren't able to get that final kill.
Well, in the words of Sherlock Holmes, at least they never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity, Sam Lance. This is everything that G2 is all about, it seems. And Mouse Sports and Astralis too. They have like a good lineup of teams there that just follow the same pattern.
You're right. You're very, very right. Mouse Sports, man. The pain.
Yeah. Yeah, Nico's going to need actual therapy just to deal with it. Cope with his Counter-Strike career. It's not even funny. We shouldn't be laughing. It's 10-9, and we're moving into the 5th round of the second half here. Only pistols on G2. No armor, well, except for RPK and Shocks. Gone for a fairly aggressive push into T main there. Just try and see if they could catch someone. I kind of like this idea.
Yeah, I do, actually. This is giving them a lot of information as well. You can see Scream is already rotating close to B bomb site now. They still had a man waiting over by Alley, and so they haven't fully rotated off RPK off that position yet. But he is getting into the back line, so he could rotate fairly quickly through CT. It's going to be Guardian to clear out this spot, though, and he misses the flick point blank, and now he's in a world of hurt. Flamey, luckily for him, is there in position, and this is what Na'Vi are very good at, pairing up a rifle to babysit Guardian to make sure that Guardian isn't going to get overwhelmed in case, you know, of that very scenario right there, as Na'Vi just power onto A site behind that. But that's some good fundamental CS right there. It kind of just outlines how Na'Vi, they are always looking out for Guardian to make sure that, you know, he survived and he has the freedom to do his job, which is basically, you know, wreck souls and dreams. He's very good at it.
He is very good. Moses tweeting Clash Royale instead of watching the game because that's just his thing, isn't it? Yeah, I'm behind on trophies.
Whoa, Moses caught up to me?
Yeah.
I'm slacking off.
Have you guys run into the bots yet?
What?
Yeah, there are bots in the game.
Get out.
That's not fun. Trust me, that'll put you on tilt. I won't tell you. I'll let you experience that on your own. Just wait. We do have a tied scoreline at 10-10, moving towards the last third of this game here. And again, everything is on the line. These two teams are dead even in the league. They both need these wins against each other, and obviously there could really only be one winner here. They're playing another map, so things get really strange if they tie up the score lines here. But with the first half that G2 had, you'd think that they were going to be in a prime position. And right now, Navi's second half here has just been extremely good.
Yeah, they've just tied it up, basically. No, I mean, nice positioning there by Body. He catches Edward out a little bit too fast, and he gets the second kill as well. Finally, the trade frag comes in, but he does so much damage, and that allows for Shoxy at the back line to pick up the first. Caught sleeping, though, does not react in time to Zeus, and so they do manage to bring it back to a bit more of a close situation here, Na'Vi, especially if Zeus is pushed all the way up here. He might be able to catch somebody out, because that is going to be Scream and RPK rotating in here in a moment.
Zeus, this forward position, if he wins the first fight, then the retake's actually going to get really tough for G2, because then G2, they had a chance here, but it's not working out. Scream trying to walk in, look for the shot on one. He does a bit of damage to Guardian, follows up with a good headshot. He has the kit as well, but Zeus shouldn't be losing this, although straight defusing right now. Scream, and he doesn't get it. Na'Vi, they're going to win the round. Zeus with a triple kill, and Na'Vi now taking the round lead at 11-10.
So close. Another clutch for Na'Vi, basically, is what this all boils down to. And what the hell happened with Smiths there holding from connector? He had the line on Guardian, but Guardian is just like full MLG 180 straight onto him, hits that shot instantly. Smiths, that was the kill. If you get that kill, then you're just dealing with Zeus, and then it's decent because you can sandwich Zeus in. But fortunately, it just didn't happen. So all of Body's good work with the first two kills to stop Na'Vi short. They go to waste in the end. It goes to waste in the end, and so G2 back to pistols. 4 players on the A site stacked up, ready and waiting for Na'Vi, who are fully bought up, of course. Now this is where Na'Vi can just start running away with it, because if G2 win a round now, Na'Vi are going to be so close. So this is the really scary point. G2 in their next rifle round, if they were to win it, but then they lose the next one, Na'Vi could just run away with this, because G2, they just don't have a lot of room to give. Get that hard reset in there.
No, they really don't. And I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, when you're playing this well in the first half, it's got to be just both depressing and disappointing at this point to see it happen sort of again and again, that you can't close out the game. They haven't won one round here in the second half. They're still at 10, which they all got on their terrorist side. Should be an impressive sort of feat, but they need more. Same engagement here and same setup for G2 on the other side. And once again, as you were pointing out, Guardian does have a rifleman behind him, and it's going to be late. He's already dead. Edward picking up the one kill, but walks right into Shox with 30 seconds. The bomb is now down in main.
And now Shox has an op to play with. There is the lurk out onto the site from Seized, and so he does get a nice pick. He will get followed up on, however. Smiths has rotated in there to support Shoxy. Now they have both rifles that were dropped, and that bomb is here. Nice flash, however, and that could allow him to actually dart in and pick up the bomb. Can Seized actually make it out? Yes, he does! Highway robbery. Somehow he actually makes it work. And he gets the bomb plant on top of it all. Flamey finds one more. And now it's all on Shoxy and Smiths to somehow... I mean, how does this happen? They need to turn this back around.
Yeah, but look at the positioning right now from Na'Vi. They have 2 people to find, and they're both in really tough positions to take someone out of. Seized with the one long spray coming in, and Seized to follow it up. Triple for him, and in those positions, if they had grenades, they could have maybe done it. You could have sort of Molotov sniper, you could have smoked out Pop Dog. Without it, you're never going to find someone in that position. Double up setup is what they're going for, as Na'Vi claimed their 7th round in a row, I believe, here on the second half. Just a ridiculous ridiculous run from them right now.
That's just incredible. It's just like clutch after clutch after clutch. G2, this has got to be insanely frustrating. They had such a strong start that time. RPK, once again, playing by Ali, but now there's going to be 3 people ready and waiting for him. He's going for the shoulder peaks. Do you really want to play that game versus Guardian? And he says, no, I'll put the smoke up. Hope that this works, but the double nade, dead on, and Zeus finds a kill on Scream to start. Smith is going to get the wallbang shot, but that's just not good enough. Zeus survives, and 2 opening kills coming in here for NaVi. RPK, he will slow things up, and this is where the bomb is at, so if he can actually stop them from pushing through, that would be big. But Flamey will find the kill on him, and it's all on Shox and Body now.
Great shot. Oh, and a great follow-up. Shox picking Edward out of the air, following up on Seized, who was running in from Ivy. Still a 2-on-2. Body is very nearly dead, so any damage to him, and he's out of the round. Zeus also fairly low here, making the jump on over once. Flamey all alone now. His Body is still doing work, even if he is really low.
Oh, and that was the opportunity there to just turn it all around for Flamey. 40 seconds left for him now to make the play. And in a 2-on-1, G2 have buddied up. And once again, Shoxy gets caught out in the open. This is dangerous. Shoxy, this game that he's playing, he keeps looking for these duels, and Body is just not there to back him up. But there will be a very clever play coming in from Shoxy. And he will get the drop, but he misses the shot. And now Flamey has to know. And Flamey, he could hit the shot. The wallbang goes through. Shox is on 4 HP. And Flamey's just going for the spray. And he will get the kill in the end. How does this keep happening again and again? Another clutch round for NaVi. That's right, Lee. That's right.
Absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, at this point, you've just got to be giving up almost if you're G2. You bring it that close. You drop the bomb in main 30 seconds in a round that you just had pistols in, so it was going to be like a really feel-good round, and you can't close it out. You could tell now they're just buying whatever they can here. I think all tactics have sort of gone out the window.
They're just completely tilting their tits off right now.
It's not a good position to be in. Definitely not. Shox down on the site as well, looking for the early kill. It is going to be Edward to drop first, so a good start. Because Body's so low already, it's going to be hard for him to follow up the kill, but he will get the spray in on Susan. Very nearly drops Flamey. And Shox, easy setup there. RPK going to get the kill on Guardian. Finally, it's happening.
One more kill. That's all they need.
They're not going to lose this, Semler, don't worry.
No. But if C's can get one more kill, then G2 are going to be in for a world of hurt. Because they won't be able to full drop. Somebody's going to have to force. So again, it's going to be an ugly situation. Not going to manage it. Shoxy hits the 3 shots in that round in the end. And that was an important one. Because now they can actually kind of stabilize their economy here. Shoxy can drop for a teammate. Body will recover that AWP for Smiths. And so they will make it work in the end. NaVi also just dancing because of these clutches. It's not like they have a sick bank either, but this is the high pressure round now for G2. If they lose this round, it's a catastrophe. Then they're in like a hard eco sort of scenario, or, well, a pistol force buy sort of scenario, and NaVi will just laugh their way through this first map. So now's the time, and there's the flick. What a flick from Guardian. So fast.
Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it? Smith's gonna be a little bit frustrated at that. Maybe someone could have, again, thrown a flashbang or anything into main like that. Just something to help him make it across there. And NaVi with the early opening here, you think they could find a way to get back in. Although RPK does have the opportunity. He gets on the switch between the 2 rifles here. This is kind of cool. I like this.
Body. He's been so good here on this B site. There's Shoxy. They walk right into the trap, right into the blender. Body with the double kill. Shox with 1. RPK gonna miss the flick though. So Flamey's still fighting back. Brings it back to a 2-on-3. If he can catch out Scream on this A site, it'll get very interesting indeed. But Scream is just ready and chilling between the 2 trains. And that bomb, it still isn't committed, but with 45 seconds left, NaVi don't really have a whole lot of room to maneuver with.
Great angle from Scream, and even gets the information about where Seized is at here. And he's only got 35 seconds walking out, and they're all right here in front of him, so this is going to be really rough. Does manage to make it past and trying to buy time for himself. He wants all the kills all at the same time. He's actually managed to infiltrate the lineup here. Going to have to get the spray there, otherwise he would have obviously been going down. Realizes where the second player is, so only 15 seconds, and this is the big problem. Have to go and try and see if he can put the bomb down inside the smoke, and he's successful in that. That's going to buy NaVi a little bit more money. Seized, opening up with the shot, goes for the spray. Their Body's there for the triple kill. Could almost say he's working overtime.
Is he on point though?
The money don't stop. He's going to be a defuse, obviously, with a saved AWP.
I mean, Thorn is going to hate us for using that line.
There's going to be some serious in-jokes coming through.
And there's the pause. That would have been one of the sickest clutches of the century, though, if C's actually pulled that off the 1v3. With how he lurks as well. Like, what the hell was Scream doing? The hell was Scream doing, man? Just like chilling out on the ladder. Like, just don't mind me. I'm trusting in my teammates to watch behind me. It's all good.
I think he walked through the one sort of angle that he could have gone through, right? To not get spotted, so it was a bit ridiculous. But 12-13, though.
Oh, now Nathan is talking smack?
Yeah.
1v1 me, MBK. Come on, bring it. What is this?
It's just... Twitter is getting wild right now.
Oh, dude, this is definitely going crazy.
Yeah, well, but he's just admitted to being paid to win, so immediately discounted all skill in the game. That's it. You're out.
Get wrecked, NBK. All right, dude. Well, we'll talk more about that later, NBK. Right now, I mean, the reason why we pause is basically, I mean, NaVi, they're getting the plays. It's just that they've won like nearly every clutch. Now, finally, there's a couple of clutches that have gone G2's way. This is what it boils down to here, because both of these teams, they just kind of turned it into a face-punching fest. They're very good at it. I mean, look at this from C's. It's the perfect setup. Who was it? It was, yeah, it was, he catches out Shoxy immediately. Man, if it could have traded places, because he got the headshot on... No, he didn't get the headshot on Shox, but imagine if Shox was the one holding close, he would have died there. Like, C's would have been able to get that if the headshot had gone through on the first guy.
This is a really good angle there. Who would set up a barbecue on this weird rooftop? How would you even get out there?
I think that's the main question, man. You got to earn that burger.
How do you invite your guests to get up there? I don't think there's not even... You'd have to sort of, yeah, break open the wood panel there and then climb out the window.
This is kind of like my hotel, though, you know? It's like my hotel right now, they actually have a balcony that's outside my window that is only for show because it's just a window and it only opens so far. So I can't actually get out onto the balcony. They're just actually putting it there to taunt me.
Pretentious balcony.
What is this balcony? I mean, why is the balcony a lie? I would love to sit out in the sunlight and just, you know, chill out. But no.
Has been really good weather here in Cologne today. Yesterday, not so much.
Today was fantastic.
Of course, I was inside playing Clash Royale, but still. We do have Tech9s and a single deal on Guardian, one of his specialties as well, as they are setting up for the very, very well-known A execute here. Going to try and see if they can make that work. The scoreline is 12-13, just barely in favor of NaVi. Smokes are perfect, but Scream is in a very good position to try and deny this.
Yeah, he's in the clever spot, the hard counter spot, because he can look over those smokes. But NaVi thread their way in perfectly. Although, as I say that, before I can even finish the sentence, Scream is going to pick up a double kill with the help of RPK. Flamey will take out Smiths, and it seems like Flamey has finally figured out that somebody is on the high ground. But with the Tech9s, they've actually succeeded as far as NaVi are concerned here. They've got that bomb plant down, so now it's all about doing as much economic damage as possible, and it's just not happening. RPK, he's come alive in this round. 3 kills for him.
Oh, that Molotov. Right on the bomb, but it's not going to spread quick enough, is it? It seems like Scream has found a good angle for it here as Edward. He's already running out of there, just going to save the armor. Pretty good round here. That's going to tie it up at 13-13, and right now, it feels like G2 are about to sort of come back into this game. It took them quite a while. They lost the first, 7 rounds in a row in this half? Obviously not good enough.
No, it is not quite going to cut it, but we've got a real nail-biter now. 13-13, you're right.
Look at it. RPK at 30 kills, Shox at 28. This is how this G2 team is supposed to be built. You're supposed to build them around these two people and then have all the rest essentially be supporting cast in one way or another. It's great if Body's going to be sort of a halfway decent AWPer and sometimes, just a good rifler. Smith's, he's got a lot of experience and he's a very calm person.
That's bringing a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I think that does matter. I wouldn't put him on the team for his fragging ability. That's not what he's supposed to be there for. You did that, then you'd have made a wrong choice, essentially, right? So just do it like that, and then leave Scream there for the one-taps, obviously. Obviously.
I mean, the guy's got his own mouse.
Yeah.
Totally not pay to win either. Well, NaVi, this is just a straight up fake. We'll see. G2, are they rotating out? No, Edward doesn't waste any time at all. He does actually catch them out of position, and this time, this is where they can collapse on that A site. This time, we saw a disjointed smoke execute on man, why am I blanking on this? Cobblestone. On Cobblestone earlier, where NaVi hesitated way too long. On Train, however, on this one particular round, they execute it perfectly. As the smokes go up, the guys on A take a couple steps out of position, and boom, NaVi are there to pounce on them, and it just makes their kills easier on that A site, not wasting any time.
Well, Shox taking a bit of damage here with the bomb being down and being a man down as well on G2's side. It's going to make this retake really tough, but with that kind of spray definitely helps out. Now Flamey, Zeus also getting a kill, and Body, last man left, and you can hear just a bit too rabid with the beeping going on there. Body going to have to make it out. He's not going to try and challenge it. Good click on Flamey, but they're going to lose the round. That'll make it 14-13 in favor of NaVi. Quite a good execute, quite a great fake coming out. They put 3 smokes. They had one on sort of the high ground, they had one at the sidewalk, and one that was landing down in the lane on the B-bomb site. And NaVi, they almost all fell for it. 3 men rotating in, and a 4th one was kind of out of position because of being mid-rotation.
Yeah, it was cheating it. No, that worked out very nicely indeed, and G2 are going to be kicking themselves at this point, because now it's all or nothing. They did go on just a little bit too long for G2 to be on a hard eco. They still can afford to get a few guns on. 3 rifles picked up, the AWP, and then Smith's kind of cheating it with the CZ75. But now NaVi, are they just going to go for it? Because now they've planted the seed of doubt. Well, Guardian getting lucky through the smoke with a spray on a body is certainly going to help things. But had that kill not come through, G2, well, NaVi could have gone for the same exact B smoke execute and then thrown G2 for a loop. And then G2 are wondering, are they going to commit, or are they going back to A again, right? There's that mind game, that moment's hesitation. So we'll see if NaVi are just going to rinse and repeat here.
Well, Smith is close with the CZ, so someone were to come and peek him a bit carelessly, that could definitely backfire. But you're also going to be careful because you can shoot through the whole floor here, so if he just sort of stays there for too long, he's a pretty easy target too. It's all just a question of timing of, when you're in that position, basically. And down at Ivy, there's a good setup here with Scream and RPK both, especially if they come out into main, because they're going to see RPK, and even if they win that fight against him, they're not going to expect Scream to be there. So it's a bit of a gamble, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, just doubled up. Well, there's the peek from Seized. RPK takes a lot of damage, though. He's down to half HP already. Smith's not able to achieve anything with that CZ up close and Pop Dog, and now there's a little bit of information gained. They know that RPK is playing Alley, now they just need to find Scream. RPK is down, so Scream still has that element of surprise. Shoxy chiming in from the back lines, and there we go. Scream peeks out, picks up one. Shoxy takes out Seized, and somehow we're into a 2-on-2. Bomb has been planted, though, so now it's all up for NaVi to run down this clock.
Wow, that was fast. NaVi they were winning that round every step of the way, but then 2 seconds make it a 2-on-2. Good spray coming through here. Scream picking up a double of his own, but Shox is going to be going down, and Guardian hiding behind Scream does not have a kit, but he's just straight going to get that kill. Picks up a kit in rotation, and now is running for the bomb, and he will have enough time for the defuse as well. So it's going to tie the scoreline at 14-14, and NaVi should never have lost that round. That's one of those rounds where you just have to be wondering just what is actually happening on this NaVi team.
Yeah, how did that actually happen? And this is going to be insane now, because now G2, it's that breath of fresh air for them. NaVi, what can they hope to achieve here? It's just the trap from Scream. I mean, you were right to call it out. It worked exactly as intended for G2. He had that element of surprise. He caught Zeus with a nade in his hand. And then Shoxy with that AWP was just so effective. It was very well played on G2's part. NaVi, though, they're in that force buy. Both of these teams forcing, obviously. But it's just a little bit better on G2's side, considering they won the round. NaVi, they had just enough for the 3 rifles, a handful of nades to work with, and they are setting up once again for the smoke execute onto that A site. And the bomb, it's chilling out in Pop Dog, so it could still go either way.
Yeah, with 2 Tech-9s like that, I mean, there's not a lot that has to sort of work out. The one thing that's sort of speaking against this working is the fact that G2 are so far back here, right? So no one can pick up a really early kill. They're all going to have to get pretty close to take this fight. So I actually think G2 have read this pretty well, and they're playing it very defensively so far. Shox, bit of an early fight there. Taking a bit of damage is Edward, and ooh, that's a great start. Guardian taking out one. Flamey with the follow-up on RBK. And G2, they had everything going their way. They were so far back at defensive. There's finally a kill coming in there. But Smith has also gone down. It's another 2v4, just like last round. And this time G2 should not be able to win it. NaVi, they have really interesting positions. In fact, trying to see if they can rotate a second guy back through connector. Body going to go for the fight, but Cease is there. Tech 9 in hand. The Molotov out. Shox does not have any kind of defuse kit, and also the fire spread to him. So that is map point here for NaVi. 15-14.
15-14, and well, the things that Zeus does sometimes really just like you gotta wonder what's pushing through that smoke there, right? It's like full Stewie 2K. I don't know. Nah, Stewie's gotten better as a player. I can't throw him under the bus like that. We'll just say NA in general.
It's just all of NA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've lost some of that because they've been playing better recently. Scream, a pretty good flick in the corner. Don't ask me why Edward didn't get that kill. That seemed like it should have been fairly straightforward. RPK looking to get one of his own, and we could well be seeing overtime here as RPK gets 2 kills, and Flamey only going to be able to reply with the 1 here. So him and Zeus left, trying to see if they can make their own 2 versus 3 now work. Problem is that they're so far from each other, and Flamey has the bomb.
And he's cut off now as well. So they've actually succeeded in putting a man over into T-spawn now, G2. So Shoxy has not been missing many shots. He's up close now with that 5-7. So Flamey, he has to be worried. Shoxy does not have a gun. Instead, that's Smith to have picked one up, and he catches Zeus looking the wrong way. And so it's all on Flamey now. 1v3 for the clutch, and Shoxy's going to shoot him in the back.
Well, there's the peek coming through, but he flashes himself as well and does no damage at all. He's very low, and there's still 40 seconds here. Flamey, if they give him the opportunity, can take a lot of 1v1 fights here, but if he walks out straight ahead, he's actually going to walk into a 3-way crossfire. And now he's getting shot in the side of the head as well. Down to 74. Still here, though. They got to be careful. Shock's going for the peek, and Flamey's just almost out of options right now. Down to 14 health, and yeah, I think there's going to be overtime. He would have to do so much. He obviously has to get the bomb down at some point as well. So overtime happening. I think it's fitting. You've got a match that's as important as this one is. Why not?
Why not have it go the distance? Why not have NaVi start to, just crumble a little bit at the end and have G2 step up in a big way at the end to bring it back? After, well, I mean, a really solid first half, T side, 10 rounds on the board for G2 on their T side, and then they succeed in only picking up the 5 on CT side. So they balance each other. They match each other perfectly between the two. NaVi getting T 10 on their T side as well. So, oh man, what is the answer? Could it be a perfect T side coming in from NaVi, only to be balanced by a perfect T side for G2 in this overtime?
I say someone buy an auto sniper on the CT side.
Smith buys it every now and again, right?
It's going to be my solution for this particular problem here.
Smith buys it every now and again.
And if you're NaVi, stop losing to that 1A push, the A split. Those are my only recommendations
So
at this point.
your recommendations go... Well, I mean, I guess you could buy an auto sniper on T side. It's just nobody ever really does it. But your recommendations are for the CT side, then, basically. You got that focus going right now.
Yeah, I did have a long internal debate about whether or not it ever would make sense to buy the auto sniper on the T side for wall banging purposes.
Right.
Sort of sneak around the map. I just can't justify it. It sounds like so much fun, doesn't it? But even on train, there are definitely a lot of wall banging opportunities. The context in which I thought about it was cash. Because there are a lot more on cash, but even then, I think it's too risky.
It's just such an expensive investment. Like, so much money has to go into that auto sniper on the T side. But also, not only that, okay. Not only that, it's just that Guardian, like if you got an op like the likes of Guardian over there on the other side, right? It's like with that auto sniper, you come in on the T side, you need to land 2 shots.
Yeah.
Whereas that op just needs to sit there, hold that angle, pull the trigger on you once. It'd be really hard to get that auto into play unless you're going like Dust 2, leave the man in pit and lurk around in there. Something along those lines maybe it could actually work. But even then, it just feels like the op would always be superior. I guess you're right. It's just not worth the money, the Skrilla.
I'm not sure what we're waiting for right now, because obviously everyone... Oh, there we go. Flamey finally joining up, so maybe that was him. We should be getting into the game in just about any second here. We are at overtime, obviously. Oh, man.
Yeah, overtime is where it's at, and we are starting it over again. So let's see. No swap of sides. NaVi going to be sticking on that T side. $10,000 as well for them to start things off. So no huge buys to start. They just aren't going to have so much money. Guardian, you can see he skimps on nades to make sure that he'll have enough in case they lose this round for that AWP. And well, G2, same style actually from Shoxy. Kevlar, AWP, and that's it. So they're just trying to manage their economy here, just in the back of their heads, making sure that they don't get out of control.
Yeah, and the double up setup, so no auto sniper. Anders is disappointed. So much so that he has to talk about himself in the third person.
You don't use the royal we?
No, I feel like it's too much.
You are wearing, you know, the colors of an emperor, though, man. That purple.
The purple,
It's vibrant as well, man.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I just saw it and I thought I could wear a purple shirt. I could do that.
See, we'll have to coordinate tomorrow. I got a purple shirt as well.
All right. Ooh, good refrag there. Guardian going to be going down, but still favoring G2 here. Zeus also out of the round. Flamey with a good refrag, and that's dangerous. Standing on the ladder and trying to get that shot home. Smith missing once, and looked like he had time for the no-scope, but seized jumping and getting the headshot, leaving Shox and Body still left. 2 versus 3, 40 seconds on the clock as well. And they are the bomb out here. That's the bomb down on Flamey, in fact. Then with the spray coming through, Body getting one, all unseized, and they're going to get the shot as well. Shoxy rotating around the bomb train there, making it 16-15.
Just coming alive. He keeps it all running. Shoxy not going to miss that point-blank shot. And, well, NaVi, they tried to go for the turn of speed. It's just not working when Smith is there to trade frag. Smith holding at alley. So that's a change up on the positioning. If you start off strong by picking off RPK, you're probably not expecting that AWP to be waiting for you over there. So that definitely comes back to bite them. And so, very aggressive take. Actually, it's going to be NaVi totally changing it up. And anti-rush nades going out from Body. Incendiary immediately chucked out there in case NaVi decided to go for the rush, decide to commit. But now the smoke goes down from Edward and NaVi. They're primed, they're ready. Question is, will they commit to it or not?
15-16, and they do have the full setup, and I don't think it's going to be a fake this time either. I think they're just going to try and see if they go for it. Smoke up there to make Shox's life a little bit more tricky. He gets the shot on Zeus anyway. This runs right into the lane. Body picking up a kill before he goes down to Guardian. But look at the aggressive push coming in here. Edward, very important. That's a great shot. Now life is really tough for G2. As long as Edward just stays and hides, and I'm so glad he doesn't take any further fights here. Let them come and let them try and see if they can't sort of root you out of there. This is a great round so far. Edward with the follow-up kill. Very, very intelligent play coming out of him after the bomb has gone down. This is a great after-plant scenario for him.
No, he's done fantastic work. He's done his role. Now it's going to be the flick from Guardian, just annihilate Scream. Smith will bring it back by taking out Flamey, but 1v2 retake, he will get the parting shot onto Guardian, so at least succeeding in making it a little bit more expensive here for NaVi, as Edward will have to just run for the other way, and he's not going to find an op unless he can actually get up here. Yeah, he can actually catch Shoxy's op, so just in the nick of time. Good save from Edward. Guardian is pleased. But more importantly, NaVi just pushing down, so aggressive, and it looked a little dicey there at the start with Zeus getting picked off through the smoke. I mean, losing a couple players. Guardian just making sure that they were going to bring that back. So the last round of this first half of overtime, and we can see again the double op. This is just down to eco management coming out from G2, making sure that they always had the money. Really Shoxy making sure that he always had the money for his op in the round. So they do actually manage to pull off that double AWP off the save.
Oh. Smith's this time aggressing over by Ivy, and if he keeps pushing and realizing he's not going to find anyone, well, this is just a question of sort of dumb timing. If they realize quick enough that they can get back in our body, if not, he's going to have to deal with all 5 players coming in, and Smith is still waiting down there. Now the rotation is coming through, 2 people in through connector. It's going to be really tough for NaVi now. 3 men on the B bomb site. That rarely happens for a defense here. Scream. A little bit of damage, but also receiving a bit in return. And Body trying to rig the rotation around the bomb site. Gets one in. Flamey with the refrag here. Bomb is not down yet. Just actually kind of stuck behind these trains. And Edward looking for a big flank. He's been doing so well in this B-bomb site so far. There's the one going with a big follow-up. And Smoke even to make sure they stay on the other side. Does some damage to RPK, who actually uses the ladder to get quick around that corner. Fantastic movement coming out here of RBK, but he is dead now. Guardian took care of him, and now it's on Smiths, and he obviously has to go for it.
Yeah, and there's no point in saving, so let's see if he can actually pull this off. Unfortunately, he's just stomping all over the place. It's going to be the easiest kill in the world, although as I say that, Flamey kind of fluffs it, and Smiths will hit a fantastic quickscope. Gets that smoke down as well, but Zeus is at his back already. And now he knows with that spray going down, but Zeus obviously not going to commit. He's got the kid Smiths, and he hopes to get lucky with that no-scope, but even had he got that kill, it would have been very close indeed on the defuse. So
yeah,
solid work from NaVi all told in the end. They figured out, well, A side isn't really working for us, guys. Let's go to B, and they get back-to-back successful rounds there. So good decision-making from Starks to get the job done. 17-16 with NaVi on the lead going into their CT side. And now it's all a question of whether the NaVi can actually do what you want them to do, Anders, which is shut down that A split that G2 are throwing at them throughout the first half.
Yeah, I hope they've had some time to talk about it now and some time to reflect. Starix probably, watching the game, so they should be able to think about how to deal with it. It's been the same for so many rounds at this point.
Mm-hmm. Quite some time, yeah. Ooh, that was nice from Body. Body as well. He's kind of come alive at the end. Got some solid defensive plays over on that B site. The retake as well with Shoxy. I'm liking it. It's good to see this kind of level coming out from Body. It seems like he's integrating well into the new roster for himself there. And then, what do you think? Existence but no Maniac, Anders? On the new LDLC lineup?
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm curious, right? I hope it's going to give Kevin some, not the Maniac's not there, but just generally I hope the new lineup and the new organization, everything is going to give him some space to work with and maybe some renewed energy.
Yeah, he's, considering he's been doing really well toward these past couple of months. All eyes are on him to see if he can do what Pronax just did with Godsent. Get up there into the brackets, get some work done.
It's ridiculous. Oh, Flamey boosted up, or just jumping up there, but RBK going to take him down. Bit of a leg shot coming through Edward, and that wallbang looked like it should have hit Guardian. Sorry, that's seized. Picking up the shot on Body, and Smiths and Shocks are left here. 2 versus 4 with the bomb down, yes, but this flank coming through from some C connectors is going to have to be big, and it's too late here. Shocks coming out, getting one, but gets down by Guardian. Yeah, it's a great idea to get that flank in, but not when the whole team is dead. Edward with the triple kill. He's really showing up on train here. Quite a strong performance from him. Currently at 29 kills. 30 on Flamey, 30 on Guardian. 37 on Shocks, though. And 34 on RPK. It's ridiculous. So many kills in this game.
Yeah, just all over the place, people delivering. Even Smith's coming alive, getting 17. 21 for Body. Scream sitting at 20. Nearly a 40 bomb being dropped. Yeah, we're seeing some good individual level here. And, well, Guardian again going for the aggression, and he takes out Shoxy. Could get the follow-up, misses the flick, but Zeus is here, and he willfully feeds his teammate to the wolves in the hope of pulling a happy. But the bait will not be successful. No, maybe it will. RPK, he's back with the AWP. He's going to look down the long line, and sees just holding the angle. So he walks right in, and they still have no idea that Zeus is just chilling behind that cabinet.
C's been pretty good with these AWP shots, actually.
He has been hitting a good level.
Yeah, especially with these really, really tight angles where he's got almost no opportunity to do it. Still seems to be working. So 4 versus 3 here. Still a bit more than a minute left, and if NaVi win this round, they're going to win the map and steal it away from G2. Had such a good first half in regulation. Quick trade from Edward, almost drops Smiths, and that's going to be it. Flamey to follow up the round on the map, and that will be 19 to 17 here. NaVi stealing it away from the Frenchman, who we did discuss this on the panel earlier. Just never failed to disappoint.
Harsh. Oh, I mean, Existence isn't on the roster anymore.
I know. I can't deal with it either, because whenever I see Shox to the LAN, he's always so happy, he's in a good mood, and then later on when it doesn't work out, he's really got that, you know, puppy eyes and just like.
What, you see him kind of just like walking around with his head held low, kicking the floor.
I can't deal with it.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, I mean, Shox, now it's all on him basically. We have to see, because Shox is one of those guys who moves into a roster and then decides, you know, actually we're going to run it my way. It seems to happen every time, every roster he winds up on. This time he succeeded in getting rid of Existence. So it's all on him. So yeah, walk around and look a little depressed because you're the one calling the shots. So if it's not working, it's on you.
True enough, true enough. Well, we'll have a bit of a breakdown of this particular match that did end in overtime. So take it away on the panel.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. So, they said it a lot themselves, Anders and Semler, during that game. Really down to clutches for NaVi between rounds that earned it. It wasn't particularly fancy teamwork. It wasn't particularly fancy anything. It was just a simple couple of clutches.
Well, I mean, had NaVi not won a eco round early on in the first half, it could have been a massive, massive win in the first half for G2.
The 4K Guardian Deagle.
Yeah, exactly. So they just sort of scraped throughout the whole map, really. Going into the second half, it wasn't really necessarily great executions or a great way of playing. It was more the after plans, the clutches. Again, Guardian being a heavy hitter in those ones as well. So
Flamey, when Shox was up at Sniper and just completely whiffing the shots, despite getting 37 kills from the whole game.
Yeah, like, those moments are crazy. But also, it's like it's all good and well to praise NaVi for making the most of those clutches, because obviously they pulled them off. But it does give a certain air of the team you're playing against has to mess up to allow you to win that many, right? And it is communication, it is positioning. It's just weird to lose that many clutches. Like one or two, sure. Like, you know, Flamey was playing really well on train even in the previous match when he was like, okay, he's on his form. He's doing that, you know, that clutching Flamey that is really hard to deal with, right? You see players doing that, you're like, okay, cool. That's, you know, 1 or 2 rounds, fair enough. When it's like 5 or 6 clutches and you just sat there like, poor G2. You've got to be sat there just getting so frustrated individually, but I guess you got to blame yourself at that point, saying, how the hell are we losing these?
Well, I mean, there was a couple of rounds where I remember particularly G2 coming in with pretty much upgraded pistols and doing the full smoke execute, and then a couple of people peeking a little too early, getting caught out. Shox definitely one of them coming out of the connector. Everyone just getting caught out.
You can't ignore the fact that Smiths had an absolutely appalling game as well. He was nowhere to be found to like assist the others, considering you had people at the top, you know, dropping 30s, you know, really pulling the weight. Smiths was kind of absent during regular time.
Well, actually, you know, as a map that normally we do talk about, the AWPers, wasn't really an AWPing map this time. It was a lot of the riflers, like crazy clutch moments, although Shox obviously did rock the AWP a couple of times himself. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the economy between being scrapey and stuff also. I mean, you said there, G2 having a lot of issues, like not flashing, pop flashing corner stuff. Same for NaVi. I mean, there was a round where G2 had pushed into T main, and you know, you can see that NaVi was aware that there's probably going to be someone in there. Instead of flashing or molotoving in there, you know, playing it in a manner that makes sense, they would just peek in and just get destroyed by 5-7s.
And it's terrifying the fact they're doing this in a game that could define whether or not they go to a LAN. For both teams, like, of course you get nervous a little bit, you know, you make some maybe mistakes you're thinking, you know, there's 10% you give people, you know, wiggling room for, but when both teams are doing this sort of stuff, you're just sat there like, how is this your defining match so far? How is this happening? This is not good for a potential fourth place at the moment. NaVi are sitting pretty. They're on 13 wins, 6 losses. We're going to be back after the break, ladies and gentlemen, for map number 2 in this. It's going to be Overpass. We'll see who comes out top. Will it be NaVi? Will it be G2? Join us then.